Well, I want to share with you an incredibly massive personal loan from Credible, up to $100,000. Okay, and the cool thing here is that this loan is available to people with a no credit, low credit, fair credit, good credit, the whole 9 yards. They are flexible. So I want you to stick around till the end of today's conversation. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you already asked me. If you are doing as superb as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's show, I want to speak to you about a humongous personal loan from Credible, up to $100,000, okay? But before I get into the actual nitty-gritty, please understand that this video is purely informational and educational. We have no association, no relationship with Credible. They're not paying us to do this video. We just love the fact that we can share this info with you and help you if you are looking for a large personal loan. Let's talk about the loan facts. So this loan is an unsecured personal loan. Okay, maximum amount it goes from 600 to 100,000. APR fluctuates between 2.49% to 35.99%. There are no fees. The term 2 to 7 years, time to funding 1 to 2 days, and there are no extra conditions. We love the fact that with Credible, you have a loan marketplace. In other words, you have a constellation of lenders. It's not just one lender that you are talking to. You are talking to 300 lenders on the platform, and you can compare rates from multiple lenders. The whole process is very quick and easy. It takes about 2 to 3 minutes. When we tried it, it took about 3 to 4 minutes. And the cool thing here is that they're not actually spamming your email. So they will collect your data, that's for sure, but they're not selling it. They're not spamming you with products and services, okay? And besides personal loans from Credible, the platform also offers things like student loan refinancing, private student loans, personal loans, home loans, mortgage refinancing, and credit cards. So you have a platform that is what we call on this show an all-in. So they provide all kinds of loans to you. It's kind of similar to a lending tree, but I would say at a smaller scale. I mean, lending tree is way bigger than Credible, but yeah, you have it. So this is the idea I want you to have as we go through this conversation, because it's important that you remember it's a loan marketplace. They're not a direct lender. You get your information fast. You get pre-qualified. Okay, so you're not risking a hard pull because they are going to do a soft pull when you provide some basic information. And if they decide to go ahead with you, then they will do a hard pull. Now, let me talk to you about this lender. Again, folks, in this show, I'm talking to you about a humongous, a gigantic loan from Credible, up to $100,000. Okay, we're not talking about small amounts here. We're speaking about the kind of money you need to do big things in your life, to do home improvements, to buy something, to plan a trip, to plan a wedding, that kind of stuff. All right, $100,000. So Credible is really a marketplace, as I said before. So they do not issue loans. What they do is they will connect you, the borrower, to an array of lenders, and their lenders include SoFi, Discover Personal Loans, Lending Tree, and so on and so forth. Okay, what we love is that Credible the company is run very professionally. As a matter of fact, they have their CEO, Stephen Dash. He founded the company in 2012, so they've been around for a while, nearly a decade now, and their goal from the get-go was to help borrowers manage large amounts of student loan and personal loan by partnering with lenders and displaying those lenders on a single dashboard. So this is really great, and we love the fact that on Credible, the whole system is streamlined. It's very user-friendly. It's very simple. They have a system. They have a process of Q&A to get more info about you. You don't have to feel like a very intimidating form. No, everything is very simple. It's kind of similar to the kind of the kind of Q&A pattern you see on a tax return. Like if you go a H&R Block or Tax Act or TurboTax, the kind of Q&A that you have there is something similar here. And we love the fact that with Credible also, they are very flexible in terms of the target audience. So they cater to all kinds of credit. If you have poor credit, don't worry. If you have no credit, don't worry. You will find a lender on the platform, because again, they have nearly 300 lenders on the platform. Actually, more than 300 lenders on the platform. So chances are you're going to get one. Now, you might not like the terms in terms of payments or APR, but you will find something. So after evaluating this lender on 10 of criteria, including loan variety, loan amount, generosity, cost, reputation, and customer service, we assigned the company a score of 9.5 over 10. And our score was corroborated by viewers and readers on Trustpilot, for example, where Credible got a 4.7 over 5 rating, very excellent rating, from 4,673 reviewers as of the date of this show. So this is pretty good. I want to talk to you now about the eligibility criteria. So folks, again, in this show, I am speaking to you about an incredibly high personal loan from Credible. And the amount we're talking about, maximum amount, $100,000, minimum, $600, and all kinds of credits are accepted. So generally, to qualify for a Credible personal loan, you'll have to provide some kinds of basic information, right? So your name, your address, your phone number, your email address, your social, your employer name, income, monthly rent or mortgage payment. And some lenders may ask you for they might ask for your W-2 or recent pay stub. And we've seen also lenders on the Credible platform require from borrowers things like the last 3 bank statements, the last 3 income tax returns, so your 1040s. And if you want to co-borrow, if you want to co-sign this loan, then the lender will also require the same package of information from the co-borrower. In other words, if you have a partner or you have a spouse and you want to split, quote unquote, the risk of default in case something goes wrong, then the lender wants to have the same info from the co-borrower also. One thing I also want to tell you is that when we speak about Credible's eligibility criteria, one thing you have to understand is that for them, when it comes to employment, even if you don't have a full-time job, they are okay as long as you have some kind of income coming in. In other words, let's say you have a part-time job or you have a gig every now and then. You are a seasonal worker, right? Stuff happens. You probably work around Thanksgiving for 1 month or 2 months, or you have a gig around tax season from January all the way to April. They will understand that, because what they do is they look at not just one single piece of information. They look at a constellation of data. They look at the whole thing holistically. All right. So they might ask you, for example, if you have an offer letter. Let's say you have an offer letter from an employer, but right now you are unemployed. But you have someone who said, "Listen, I'm going to hire you in the next 3 months, and I'm going to offer you a 1-year contract or 2-year contract, or so." They will accept that. They will actually, the lender will look at the letter, make sure the letter is legit, and they might extend you the loan even if you don't have a job at the moment. So that's how flexible lenders are on Credible's platform. Let me talk to you now about the use of loan proceeds. So if you want to borrow up to $100,000 on Credible's platform, they want to see a few things. Now, folks, again, let me just quickly repeat to you that I'm talking to you about a massive personal loan. In this show, I'm talking to you about a massive personal loan from Credible. We're talking about $600 all the way to $100,000, okay? And the thing is, you can use this loan from Credible to do a lot of things. Actually, not from Credible, but from a Credible partner. You know what I mean, right? So you can actually do a lot of stuff. You can use the loan to do home improvements. You can use the loan for debt consolidation. They actually extend loans for people with bad credit. I've said that before. And you can even do credit card consolidation loans. So they are very flexible. I mean, they understand that people, stuff happens. People go through a lot of stuff in their life. They need some cash to make ends meet. And you can use the loan for a couple of reasons. Now, as you go through the application process, they will ask you. So very important. They will ask you, what do you need the loan for? This is where you have to specify. Again, this is why I'm explaining this to you. Okay, you can fund the loan with you'll see a drop list. You can choose, but what they love, lenders on the platform, what they love is when a borrower uses the money for things like home improvements. Sometimes they love to consolidate credit card debts or other personal loans, for example. We've seen people who actually, quote unquote, got away with a loan for a wedding and or vacation. But the bottom line here is that the reason why I said got away is because the lenders don't like that kind of uses of funds. Okay, even though they shouldn't really care, but they see it as a waste of money versus if you get a loan to improve your home, then you are actually increasing the equity of the asset of the property. But that's another story. So you can use the money for anything you want. Okay, and one thing I want to say here, also want to say is that most loans on Credible do not require collateral. So you don't need to use your home or vehicle to secure it. No, it really depends upon the whole, I would say, the whole array of information pieces that you supply to the platform for the lender to review. Okay, I'll be right back, y'all. After this, don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. I'm still talking to you in this show. I'm still talking to you about a superbly high, large personal loan from Credible. And this loan, the amount oscillates between $600 all the way to $100,000. And what is the evidence needed here? Now, they want to have of course, the loan application form. So they want to ask you very basic questions. Why are you applying for the loan? I already explained that to you. How would you use the proceeds of the loan? What assets need to be purchased? Like if you're borrowing to buy something like a car, a home, a boat, whatever. Because there are people who actually borrow. They actually apply for personal loans to buy cars because they just have such a great credit history that they just believe they can get a better deal. It's all about where you're getting a better deal, right? And Credible might even ask you what other personal debts you have in terms of, for example, your mortgage or your credit card debt or other personal loans. And they will ask you if this is a joint loan application. Are you co-borrowing or co-signing, and have some kind of information about your personal background. In some cases, lenders on a Credible platform might ask for your resume. So they might ask for to kind of have an idea of your, what I would call your existential journey, right? Where you've been in terms of your profession, in terms of your education, all that kind of stuff. And they might ask for your income tax return also for the last 3 years, income tax returns for the last 3 years. And if you have some kind of business affiliation, let's say you have a business on the side, they might be interested also. Anyway, they will see that on your income tax return on something called your Schedule C. They will see if there is income coming from an outside entity, for example. And another type of evidence that lenders on Credible might want to see is a full set of financial statements, a full set of personal financial statements. Okay, and so here I'm speaking about your balance sheet, also called statement of financial condition. This is where you have your assets, what you own, and what you owe, which are your liabilities. And your income statement, right? So here you have your revenue minus your expenses. That gives you your net income or your disposable income. And your cash flows. So lenders also want to see your cash flows, everything that comes in and everything that goes out. So kind of have an idea. So normally if you prepare a correct P&L, P&L is the other name for income statement. If you have a correct profit and loss statement, P&L, it should be similar to your cash flows as an individual. When we switch to companies, the situation is totally different. All right. Another financial statement they want to see is your bank statements. So for the last 3 months, you want to show that. Now, let me talk to you about how to apply. How do you apply, folks? How do you apply? I'm talking to you again about an enormous personal loan from Credible. A loan that can approve you all the way to $100,000. Okay, we're talking big cash here. I want you to graduate from those teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini loans that you've been getting so far, the $1,000 loans or the $5,000 loans. No, I'm showing you how to get big loans. Of course, I'm not asking you to in debt to get into debt. No, if you need the money, you better have an idea how to properly apply for the loan. Okay, so to apply here, you can only do it through the website. Okay, so you have one simple form. You can compare rates. You can shop from lenders like Discover, Upstart, SoFi, and more. And what you do is you choose your lender, interest rates, and term, and you close your loan. They will send you documents that you can see online. You sign your documents, and you just relax because the funds will get deposited into your account ASAP. Okay, and you can use the money to accomplish whatever goals you want. Now, let me give you. So when we on Credible, the application process has two levels. First, you have the pre-qualification, so the pre-approval. This is the period where no hard pull happens on your credit. So it's only a soft pull. You enter some basic information, and then you receive offers from lenders they're present on the platform. And once you choose a lender and decide to move ahead, that's when the second part of the application process happens, where you have a hard pull. So they look a little deeper to make sure that you actually fit their lending standards. So I'm going to show you only the pre-qualification here. So first, you can see on the screen the loan amount that you need, why you need the loan. They want to have an idea of your level of education, your employment status, your pre-tax income, and here they tell you that they take your data privacy seriously, or so they claim, right? Personally, I don't buy that, but that's what it is. I mean, I guess they have from some kind of a regulatory compliance, they have to tell you that they are taking your data seriously, your data privacy seriously. So and now they want to have your name, your date of birth, your home address. They want to know whether you rent or own, the amount of housing payments that you make every month, your citizenship status, your social, your phone number, and then they will tell you that they're working on giving you a pre-qualification offer. They would want you to register with them. So once you click submit, normally you should receive loan offers from several lenders, and this is where you have to choose. However, in this case, we received an adverse offer, which makes sense because we put a lot of incorrect information. And because this video is purely instructional and informative, I'm not going to risk several hard pulls on my credit just for this video. I mean, especially we're doing tens of videos on this topic, so we put everything wrong intentionally. That's why we got the adverse decision. But it's great because you can see how this kind of decision looks like. All right, and when you have that, you can reapply if you fix whatever they want you to fix. Now, let me give you a few pro tips here. Before we actually close today's conversation, I want to help you understand how to properly apply and get the loan you need. Again, folks, in this show, I'm talking to you about what? I'm talking to you about a gigantic personal loan from Credible, from $600 all the way to $100,000. Okay, this is a huge loan. So if you want to always get approved by a lender on Credible, there are a few things you need to do. First, you want to actually keep your documents in order. Every document that they ask you, you want to keep them in order, from your tax returns to your bank statements to your W-2s. Nowadays, everything is electronic, so that's pretty cool. You don't have to have paperwork lying around the house. No, you can actually have everything on your on your USB drive, or even better, you can actually just save them on the cloud. Trying to maintain good credit. You also want to show the lender that you have sufficient cash flow, sufficient money coming in. And the cool thing you need to remember here is that every lender is different on Credible's platform. So that's great, because if you don't qualify with one lender, guess what? You have gazillions of other lenders who are just waiting at the gate just to welcome you into their house, into their lending house. So that's pretty cool, right? But you got to understand that if you don't qualify, if you receive an adverse decision, This is not the end of the world. It just means that your profile does not match this particular lender, but it's okay. It's okay. All right. And one thing you also have to constantly think about is that you have to make sure that you understand what kind of lender, what kind of loan rather, you're looking for. On Credible, you can get up to $100,000 in terms of unsecured personal loan. You can use that money for a lot of stuff. But can you go to another platform, for example, LendingTree, and get the kind of specific loan you're looking for? For example, if you're looking for a debt consolidation loan, is Credible the best place? If you don't get approved there, you can still go elsewhere. Remember that, okay? And another thing is, do not forget that you always have the option of co-borrowing. In other words, you can always have someone else, a co-signer or a co-borrower, be with you on this Credible loan, on the Credible loan. Okay, so those are things you need to pay attention to. All right, folks, this is it for today's conversation. I was speaking to you about a humongous personal loan from Credible, and in today's conversation, I gave you a synopsis of the lender and the eligibility criteria. Of course, I spoke about the loan facts. So, right, this is important. And the use of loan proceeds, evidence needed, how to apply, and last but not the least, I gave you a few tips to increase your chances of being approved. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.